I don't know about you, but I fucking loved watching Harvey Weinstein burn. I wanted us to drag Aziz Ansari. I cheered as he revealed Louis C.K. for the creep he is. It's kind of fun to make examples out of these men, to hear women swap harassment stories between classes, to see the #MeToos ripple across my Facebook feed. We were fighting together. We were being heard. People were actually fired. There were consequences. Movie deals were canceled. This was change. Right? But I walked home last night gripping my house keys. I don't drink at parties. I don't go out late. I walk in pairs. I'm suspicious of kindness from strangers. And I haven't told the man that I'm seeing about my assault. I'm still scared. If something happens to me, it's still my fault. So I will still worry in the dark. Because as fun as it is to make examples out of these men, as important to highlight a sickening trend in all industries and nations, I already knew that we'd all had a #MeToo moment. There isn't a single woman in this country that hasn't already been hurt in some form by the oppressive, sexist, patriarchal structures that we accept as the status quo. And while I do believe it is important to punish those in power for their abuse, I would like to take a moment to remind us this liberal, educated campus that is just full of future Weinsteins and Ansaris and Louis, that harm starts small. It doesn't start under spotlights or painful Times op-eds or the 24-hour news cycle. Harm is done in the quiet, the in-between. The stares, the expectations, the words. Like when I was 14 and boys started speaking to me in a language that I did not recognize. Slut, they'd say. And I'd say, is that French? Harm is when I'm followed home at night by 1, 2, 6 men, just to show me that they can. Harm is when I'm silenced at a table where I deserve to be seated, when I'm expected to have kids before a career, when people are surprised to learn that I am ambitious and loud and inappropriate. Harm is when I lose a friend at a party and I pray that she is with other women. Harm is when even that wouldn't necessarily help her. Harm is when he says he's just so turned on, that I'm just so hot, that he can't help himself. Harm is when I let him move my hands because he's bigger than I am. Harm is when I said stop, I said no, I walked away, and it didn't matter. I said stop. I said no. I walked away. I told him I had a boyfriend. I told him I needed to leave. I turned away. It didn't matter. Harm is in my dishonest, I'm okay. When I let myself touch and be touched without really feeling any of it. Without wanting to feel any of it. Thinking that I deserved it because I was weak. Because I didn't scream. Because I went out that night. Because what? I was wearing shorts. I was pretty. I made him laugh. Harm is when it took me 5 years to call it assault. To figure out that he didn't own me. That it wasn't my fault. Because it doesn't matter if I'm intoxicated or flirting or you do. Fuck you for staying silent when our president admitted to abusing women. For laughing at our dress malfunctions, for rating us on scales of 1 to 10, for calling us crazy. Because that is harm. It lives in all of the hey babies that we didn't ask for. Languages of bases and conquests, as if our bodies are your playthings, calling us a tease when we don't want to have sex. The words we have to hear. The touches we don't want. The grabs we can't stop. There is a pattern here, and it is violent in the most insidious way. It tells us what we are worth, and that it is not much. Slut-shaming is by no means the same as sexual violence, but that doesn't mean they aren't both crossing a very important line. That doesn't mean they aren't both worthy of our attention, because there is no limited amount of harmful behavior in this world. There is no limited amount of anger or trauma or hurt that we are allowed. The little harms make way for the big harms, and we are not all safe until our society understands that valuing its women means so much more than firing their abusive bosses. It is more than liking their #MeToo statuses or even asking for consent. It is all this and then some. It will be exhausting and hard. It'll take a cultural reevaluation of gender and power dynamics, a hell of a lot of listening and even more action. But we can do it. We must. Because I will not bring a daughter into a world like this. Not yet.